smells like.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Thank you so much, you guys, for joining us. You know, how long have we been doing these streams in our bedroom? And we've been leaning over to reach for the mouse. It's wireless. Now I don't have to step over puppies and possibly step on one. We are so stupid. It took us... Okay, anyway, so we haven't had coffee yet, so we're still... I'm pushing things, hold on.
Uh-oh.
Cancel. Search anything on this page. So the puppies had a really good night. Robin wanted to go outside like every half an hour, and I don't even know what she wanted to go outside so badly for, because she would go outside, she would potty, and not for very long, and she would bark and howl. We have like a small, like, it's like a dog rescue down the way, and so there's at any given time like 5 or 6 dogs. They have like runs.
Yeah, dog kennels, outdoor dog kennels.
Yeah, and so I don't know if she's like going and alerting to them or something, but
you can hear when there's like.
I was listening, breeze. So you can hear them like talking to her. You're talking to like them talking back and forth.
They'll bark back and forth.
Yeah, and so I didn't know if that's what she was like. She heard somebody down that way, but every 30 minutes, starting at 1 a.m. She usually gets me up about like 2:30 when she needs something to go outside. 1 o'clock was really early, and so when that happened, I knew it was gonna be a long night. And she just gets out of her pool. She comes up to my side of the bed and she scratches, and then she and you know, in the dead of night, how loud that is. And so I open my eyes and I look down at her, and she starts doing a little happy dance in place. And she's like, "It worked. I woke her up."
Oh, you're awake? Oh, crazy.
You don't say. So then I say, "Robin, do you need to go outside?" And then her little happy dance gets even more excited, and she starts running, back and forth, getting excited, trying to get me to get out of bed. And then Daisy's all crabby. She's usually next to me. She's wagging her. Oh, she's so sweet. Oh, you guys gotta say hi to Daisy. She's like, "I'm here too."
Oh, boy, you're so sweet. Oh my.
Robinette. That's Robinette.
Oh, that's right, Robinette.
I like to joke that when Daisy wags her tail like that, she's waving. Yeah, Daisy is waving.
She's saying hello. Hi, everybody.
Are you waving hi, Daisy?
Hi, Robinette.
She's like, "I'm still here. Daisy's in heat, you guys." So we are talking about her first litter in a long time. It'll be about 2 years by the time they're born. And well, I know 2 years is not a long time. For Daisy, that is a really, really long time.
Yeah, that is ages.
When she does not have puppies, she adopts other puppies.
Hi, Chevy.
And she starts by first gaining the mother's trust. She respects her space. When I carry her past here, I carry her because she will not walk. She will not willingly walk in because she doesn't want to. She really wants to respect Robin's space. She knows that Robin has her puppies, and she doesn't want to overstep. And in the past, they've had their beef where they would overstep each other. And so for Daisy to make a really big deal about refusing to walk past the threshold of our bedroom door, and then when we pick her up and bring her in, she will not make eye contact. She'll completely turn her head away.
Yeah.
And so like when I carry her around the bed right here,
she'll upset anybody.
And I always want to, positive reinforcement to Robin, both for being a protective mom and being good with Daisy. And positive reinforcement to Daisy, and Daisy is just like, "Get me out of here. Don't let her see me."
Good boy shit.
And then we put her on the bed, and she just sits so far up the bed. I'm sorry, you guys got to see her. She's so funny.
Yeah, she will not lift her head.
She's staring, so I'm over by Drew, and so she's just sitting, staring at me, waving at me with her tail.
I think she's looking at the puppy.
Oh, is she looking at Puppy?
Chevy. Oh, Chevy, you're so stinking sweet.
You're so sweet, Daisy.
Daisy, no.
She's like, do I
No,
have
Daisy,
to
no.
Here, do you want to have puppies? Do you want your own puppies?
Yes, I want my
Do you want your own puppies?
Yes, I want puppies.
You
Please,
do,
may I have
don't you?
puppies?
Soon. Oh. And there's also this weird thing she does when she's pregnant. One, sometimes both of her ears flips back and it gets stuck like that, and she just kind of like runs around and will go half the day with her ear flipped back. It only happens when she's pregnant
Or she's in heat.
Yeah, or when she's in heat,
Yeah.
and then when she has puppies. But so her ear is flipping back, and so whenever you see Daisy's ear flipped back, that means she's
It's not
something to do with being mama.
Yeah, if it's staying that way.
You're such a good girl, Daisy Doodle Dog.
What are you doing? What's going on over here? Huh? What's going on over here?
So Drew and I are still in our pajamas. Apologies for that, but we didn't want to delay the stream any longer.
Got the kids off on the school bus, and then we laid back down for a little bit.
Yeah, they get picked up. Bradley and
So
Bella get
early.
picked up at 6:47 is their bus pickup time. Luckily, the bus, because we live out in the country, the bus just pulls up to our driveway on our road, because we just live off on a country road.
Off the thoroughfare to the school.
So yesterday, their puppies are turning 5 days old today.
So that's
Robinette. This is Lilac. The color. Yesterday I picked each one up and brought them over to the camera, and I noticed, so they're turning 5 days old today, and about 5 days is when we start seeing some preferences, some, we'll start they'll turn their heads naturally. They turn their heads to things that they enjoy, and they turn away from things that they don't.
Yeah, right now she's turning away from me. He's like, I need to get back to the nipple.
And so, depending on the different things we're doing with them, or like when I was bringing them to the camera yesterday, Mr. Chevy, he had been nursing, and I interrupted that, but he had been nursing, and he just kind of licked his lips and nuzzled into my hand, got cozy, and went to sleep. It was so sweet. It was adorable. And they had all just started nursing at the very same time, and both of his sisters both protested being pulled away. So that was like a pretty stark difference.
I'm not happy about this.
It doesn't mean that, they wouldn't be like that. It's just in that one snippet moment of time. But that's one thing that I did notice about Chevy, and this happened with Remy's litter last year, where we had one puppy really early start showing these super attraction to people and wanting to be with people and being comforted by people. And then like 5, 6, 7 days later, the other puppies all caught up. And so it doesn't mean that these ones won't be like that, because they could have just been hungrier than he was. You don't know what exactly. But we start seeing those things, and we can start painting a bigger picture as we have, each day we come in here and we handle them, and we see the way they respond, and that all builds on itself. And even the girls, or for any puppies who maybe aren't as carefree and chill, they learn that it's okay to be. And so that's part of what raising them as ESA puppies is about, is teaching them, if they don't already naturally have those sorts of behaviors, we just kind of show them. And a lot of that is in this really early socialization. Most breeders aren't really socializing puppies at this age. And when I say socialization at this age too, I just mean kind of what we're doing. We pet them with our fingers. We talk nearby. Them hearing our voices frequently is a good thing. You want them to hear people's voices and like happy, cheerful. As they get a little bit older, we will deliberately come and get them if we are really stressed or anxious. If one of them is being raised to be an ESA puppy, if I'm having an anxiety attack, I will come and get one of the ESA puppies so that they can start learning the difference between, or that there is a difference. There are these different emotions so that they can see that it isn't always happy. But all three of the puppies so far are really great contenders for emotional support animals. They all, when I picked them up and cradled them in my hands, all of them nuzzled and got cozy. The girls protested a little bit at first, one a little bit more than the other, but both of them, as they realized that no, they were taking a break from eating and they were going to snuggle for a moment, they accepted that. And so that's another really good sign, because there are going to be times when any puppy, even just pick it up.
Okay.
Oh,
sorry. Supposed to be telling right there? Oh,
my goodness, this is on.
Oh, yeah.
It's only on a 3, but
why don't you go ahead and take it out and pull it out?
Because
if you want to sit there, scoot over. I don't like the.
Okay.
The
The babies are when they realized that they were going to take a break from eating, they accepted it and they were okay with it, and then they got cozy and comfortable, and we were talking to them, and so they can hear our voices, and so they kind of like move on and focus elsewhere. And that's also a pretty important skill, I guess you could call it.
Accepting that.
Yeah.
Instead of
that not stubborn, not being so stubborn.
Oh boy. Just let some boys out.
Oh yeah, I don't think we fed the dogs yet.
Nope. That's how early we got this thing started.
We've had Robin was up so much last night. Oh my goodness. And then when she was trying to get me up right before the kids were getting up for school, I was like, why do you need to be up now? We were just outside. But I don't know. I think she's marking. I think she's just, because she just went all over the place and was just like squatting and pottying a little bit. And so I think she was just marking, like, don't come over here. I have puppies and you're not allowed here. Something to that effect. But anyway, so I was really hoping to be finished with the delivery video yesterday. I am so sorry. I ended up getting a migraine, and my migraines have been so much better for a while, and I've had a couple recently, and that sucks. But luckily, my meds worked a lot better than usual, and like I took them like right on time, and so I was able to get more done on the video. But I was really hoping I was going to be able to post it yesterday, and so I'm sorry that I didn't, but I should have it up today, because all I've really got left is like some tweaking, and then I always do a thank you to all of our channel members at the end, and that takes a little bit of time because I have to go in there manually and put it all in, and so it usually takes a little bit of time, but not so long that it'll be another day until I post it. But those are just like little things that I have left to do. And then I was also looking for the clip of Robin trying to nurse her little stuffed animals when she was in labor. That was so sweet. I wanted to try to find that and include that. But oh my goodness, you guys. Oh, he's like bracing his back feet up against her. Let me turn this so you guys can see them all better. That's a little bit better. Once they're finishing up with eating, I'll pick them up and we'll see how they react when I hold them in my hands. we can kind of compare to yesterday. But doing these early things, we don't do them often. Like I said before, we chunk together, like their weights and holding them, so that we aren't really picking them up any more than we already would have been. We might just be holding them for an extra couple moments to admire them. Um, but for the rest of the day, we leave them alone. We will be starting their potty training very, very, very soon. So today it'd be a full 5 days tonight, so it'll probably be tomorrow. Um, just because we like them to have a full 5 days of just like them bonding with mom. And they're so big that if any of them are going to if any of our puppies that we have are going to open their eyes early, it's going to be these guys. So, uh, I'm going to probably get started on their potty training tomorrow. And so what we'll do is I'll have like a little plate of the pellets. And when we start the live stream tomorrow, we'll just show you guys what we do. And from that point going forward, we will potty them every hour on the hour. And we do it that way so that, he and I, it's real easy to keep track of, when they're supposed to be done. It's going to be 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. It's really easy to keep track of when it needs to be done. So that's why we do it that way. Another reason is that it's consistent. It's, roughly the same amount of time, generally speaking. And we aim to be doing these little potty exercises so that we're doing at least half of the times that mom is pottying puppies, we're doing it with the pellets. Usually when we're pottying them that often, every hour, especially if we're like a little late on 1 hour and a little early on the next hour, a lot of times we'll be pottying them so much that mom won't even need to be pottying them in between. And so we'll actually cover more ground than 50%. So that's really awesome if we can do that. As they get a little bit bigger, as they start bearing weight and standing, we will set them down in the tray and kind of stand them up. Because when we first start, we'll just kind of cradle them. We'll cradle them and let mom potty them like she does. And so then we'll stand them up and we'll just kind of like help them brace, and mom will potty them. And then as they start learning to walk, pretty soon after that point, mom's not going to be pottying them anymore. And so when they start walking, that's when Drew and I will begin plopping them into a tray. So by that point, we will have a very small puppy pen. Over here, it'll be two squares big. One square will have the potty tray, and the other square will have a dog bed. And we'll put the puppies in the potty tray every hour on the hour, and we will potty them. And the idea is that as mom stops pottying them, they are learning at the same time that they can just walk over across to their potty tray and go potty there. And so that's why we want to have that tray moved in. We want to have it set up. And that's one big tweak we've made. We used to just kind of jam the potty tray into the pool to get them adjusted to the tray, and then we would move them out to the dining room, and then they'd go in the pen. And so we changed it to bringing the pen in here, and instead of putting the tray into the pool, which is a little backwards because they're never going to be going into a pool, we're working our way out of a pool. And so we changed it to bring the pen in here, and so we can set up the tray with the pen as they're going to know it. And so that way too, as we're doing these little exercises with them, we're doing it in the tray they're going to be using, in the pen they'll always associate it with. And so it just makes the training process a lot smoother. And when we did it that way with the last litter, when we got past that point of being a two square pen in here, and we were in a 4-square pen out in the dining room, we were actually able to advance them to a bigger play space a lot earlier because they had caught on and learned so quickly that they weren't having accidents. And so we were able to give them a lot more play space because we didn't have to keep it smashed it down to discourage accidents from, in all the extra space. And so as soon as they're about big enough to walk is when we will have a pen, because that's basically once we are plopping them into the tray for them to kind of go potty on their own. And we will also, we call it a tummy tickle, the little reflex that mom uses to potty them. We have found that if we tickle them like just above their private parts, it will stimulate them to go. And so when we plop them into the tray, we just give them a little tickle on their tummies. And, by that point too, it's a couple weeks in, they know what that pine smell is about. They know what they do in the pine. And that's the whole point. That's why we do it this way. But that's what's right over the horizon. Oh man, this wedding is terrible timing.
Not exactly thrilled.
Yeah, I know. But I suppose we could do weights and we could pick them up.
Yeah.
And do close-ups. Show you guys close-up.
Yeah, let's do the weights now. Since they're all full.
The snuggling that I talked about them doing, where the boy was really chill and the girls were a little more vocal. Kind of what makes me smile about that is the fact that it was very like gender stereotypical for Cavaliers. Because the gender stereotypes for Cavaliers are that boys are like more easygoing and
snuggly,
relaxed, and they'll just want to snuggle and snooze. And girls are more stubborn and independent. And so
do what they want to do.
Yeah, I just thought that was cute.
Are you smiling? You little
Alrighty, so we are switching to pounds.
Switching to the poundage.
So Miss Robinette, aqua collar.
Robinette.
She is 1 pound even yesterday.
1 pound, which is crazy because they usually don't get to 1 pound until.
Oh, Robin, you are such a good mom.
When do we make that swap usually to the poundage?
Like, 2 weeks.
Is it 2 weeks?
Because usually we're struggling to get them to double their birth weight of like 160 at 2 weeks. And so, yeah, doubling that would be 320. So we switched to poundage at 400 grams.
Little Miss
Robinette. She's the one who is going to look most like Robin, with the exception that she's got the perfect thumbprint other than the scrunchies.
Perfect.
The reason I say she will look more perfect than Lilac is because of her blaze. Her wider blaze, so like right now, the chestnut kind of just barely covers her eyes and then widens again over her eyebrows. That's exactly what Robin looked like as a puppy. And if you look at Robin's blaze now,
it's pretty wide up here.
So all the chestnut when they're puppies, all that's going to expand and get bigger. It's going to spread and the white's going to get smaller. And so her blaze is going to narrow quite a bit. And with the shape of it, how it kind of goes around her eyes and then it kind of recedes again. It's shaped just like Robin's. And so
let's go by.
That's why I say she's going to look a lot like Robin, because you can see, let me tilt her a little bit. So like how her blaze right here goes like this. That's like how Robin's is right here.
Oh, Robin.
Because Robin has her chestnut like just coming up to cover her eye and go back over.
Mm-hmm.
And then Lilac, I know most people don't know Clover, but she looks just like Clover.
She does.
Clover was a puppy in Robin's litter a year ago.
Patty?
She is a full sister to Clover.
Oh, that's right, she is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Potty.
Um,
Sweetie.
and but so Lilac's blaze, her blaze is going to narrow too, and it's still going to have the same shape as Robin's because it still kind of widens up top. But she's going to have more chestnut in the middle. Her blaze on her face between her eyes is going to narrow quite a bit. It'll probably get pretty narrow actually, but she's an adult.
They really do like use their front teeth to push.
I know
it's
like popping a zip.
It's like popping a blackhead.
Blackhead.
Oh. And what's funny is like she will not stop.
I know.
Oh, if she, like it's like they have a sixth sense.
They know if something's
they know
in there.
They know if there's something in there that can come out. It's just like, come on, puppy, you gotta work for it. Like puppy's trying to get away right now because she doesn't want to, but she definitely has a poo in there. I can feel her tummy like
you're trying so hard. You're such a good girl.
I can't remember which girl it was yesterday.
So pretty.
Sure.
Until you came out head last. Shape of your nose. Did you get it, Robin? Are you satisfied?
No, she came in.
Away here.
She came in nose last.
She was feet first.
Yeah,
she was the first puppy.
Yeah, she's the first puppy.
Yeah, I said nose last. Or I said head last.
Oh, head last. Oh, okay. All right.
You got to weigh her. She was 1 pound.
Yeah. 1 pound even.
So are we on the 1 poundage? We are on the 1 poundages.
1 poundage.
Do you need to check her again? Was that not enough?
Well, I want to.
She is 1 pound, 1.6 ounces.
Dang.
So she gained 1.5 ounces. She is 17.7. Maybe we should just go by ounces because tells us more about what.
Yeah, I would say ounces is probably better to go by.
17. She's not gaining by the pounds.
Right.
17.6 when you were holding still. All right. Chevy was 1 pound, 1.2 ounces. So he was essentially 17.2 ounces.
Everybody.
He is so gorgeous. And we were looking more closely at his sweet little bald spot.
His little bald spot from where he was laying in the womb.
I don't know if like the pressure from where he was laying may have damaged the pigment in the hair follicles, but the fur that's growing back in is white. And I don't know if maybe it's gray, if it's like completely discolored.
No, I think it might be black.
Is it gray? I thought I saw white.
You
see all that white?
I see the white, but I think that's his skin.
No, there's hairs.
Oh, is it?
All the black hairs that are white.
Oh, I do see some. I think they're more gray.
Oh, but so some of the fur is growing back in.
Not black.
Not black.
Yeah.
And so I don't know if that would bother some families or if other families might thought it was charming.
I think it's cute.
But I thought that maybe just full disclosure.
Yeah, I know that his little rub spot
might not be solid black.
Oi.
Lilac, you're so cute. Oh, I miss little Tri Boy. He was so gorgeous.
Oh, that's another issue.
Oh yeah, so I what about it?
Oh,
I'm working on my video.
I was gonna say, did you want to tell everybody about today?
Oh yeah, today. I put it in the description, but today is the 6-year anniversary of our son passing away. For those who don't know, he was 2 weeks shy of turning 3. He would have turned 3 on the 29th. And he passed away just down the hallway here. We were not expecting it at all. I just walked in to check on him to see if he was doing okay. I was waiting for him to wake up. I was waiting for him to start crying because he was handicapped, and so he needed our help. And he would usually start yelling for me when he woke up. And he had been doing well that night before. He had a cold the night before. We had been talking because we all had a cold that we caught over Labor Day weekend visiting family. And all of us had begun recovering except him. And that night he was real fussy, and I took his temperature, and he had a low grade fever, nothing crazy. It was like 100.4. And so we talked about he had a palliative care doctor. We talked about taking him to palliative care in the morning. He had a fussy night. And so when I went in to check on him, he was not with us anymore. And it looked like, from the math I could do, he probably passed away right after the last time I checked on him at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Like 2:30, 3 o'clock.
Yeah, it was. Drew and I had each gone. So I had been like checking on him I'd been like in, out, in, out, in, out. And that last time I said to Drew, like, maybe you should go check on him. Maybe you'll help comfort him. Maybe he wants to see you. So Drew went and sat with him for a little while. And then
I laid down with him.
Yeah.
Snuggled him.
And then Drew came back in, and then I went and he cried again, and so I went and checked on him again. And then I came back in after that time, and then that was when he kind of settled. I had given him meds because he had vomited earlier that evening. Some of his medications, part of his feeding tube, just vomiting was just part of his life, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So that wasn't like anything abnormal. But so I regave some of his meds at 2 o'clock in the morning because he had vomited them at like 8 o'clock at night. So I knew that he was probably, because he was on like seizure meds and stuff. And so they'll have like, you don't have the med in your system, you'll need it. You'll start you'll be uncomfortable. And so I gave him those meds so he wasn't uncomfortable by not having them. And but when I went and checked on him in the morning, he was cold, he was stiff, and like it had been a while. And so that was 6 years ago today. It was a Monday morning, not Tuesday. It was a Monday morning, and Bradley was in afternoon preschool, and we just kept him home. Where Bradley was like hiding behind furniture because we live in a small town, and so there were like 19 emergency response vehicles, 2 fire trucks, and like an ambulance that we didn't need. And Bradley was hiding under the coffee or the end table, I remember. And then I remember he accidentally saw Matthew, and so he started crying, and he was like, "I saw Matthew shoot dead head." Saying that broke my heart.
Worst day of our lives.
So.
But yeah, so that's
It's
also
a tough day, but it's like also it's also what got us into Cavaliers, because Matthew was fully dependent on us as his parents and his brothers and sisters too, as a family as a whole. And when he just passed away overnight, like literally overnight, it was like that next day, not so much the day he passed, but the following day when we woke up and we didn't have feedings to give, meds to give, things to check.
Therapy.
Yeah, therapy multiple times a day. He had medical some sort. He had so many specialists that there was always every day there was an appointment for something, because we had to like spread it out for our sanity. And so
you can go outside.
Overnight, suddenly all of that was just off our schedule. And so
we kept the kids home
we kept the kids home from school for about a week.
How was it not?
No, after that following Monday, because his funeral was on Saturday.
Oh.
And so we went like through Thanksgiving, and then we went through Christmas, and it was like after New Year's Eve when we had a really hard New Year's Eve, when it felt like we were turning to the next year, into 2019, and leaving Matthew in the past. And that was when we decided to look into getting a dog, and we were first looking into a rescue dog. But we tried so hard to get a rescue dog, but we could not find a dog that we felt comfortable bringing home to be therapeutic for our children, because every rescue dog we met had some sort of baggage, and we didn't really have the time or the energy to. We had just spent 3 whole years being completely having someone completely dependent on us to help with them with everything they needed. And so right now, like, we needed to help the other children now, and so we couldn't get a dog who needed our help like that. And so that was when we decided to go to a real breeder. And so we started researching Cavaliers. What do we need to know? What's a good breeder? What makes a good breeder? What do we check for? What do we look for? And so that was when we found Missy. And then when, the breeding, we were so disappointed in the process, because after what we had been through with Matthew, we were just like, how is there not a breeder that just specifically breeds her dogs for a family like us, for a family who's been through something, that just needs a dog who can be therapeutic, who does not have baggage, has a clean slate, has positive interactions, like already has positive interactions with people and other animals, children, is like turnkey ready, a turnkey ready puppy. Even potty trained would be great. And so that was when we decided, okay, well, maybe we won't spay Missy, since we know that she's healthy and she's from a good breeder. We won't spay Missy, and we'll just kind of keep that on the backs of our minds. And then I think about a year went by before we revisited that, and then we started talking about, because that's about a year later, when Missy was a year old, she'd had her first heat cycle, and that was when we were like, okay, should we spay her? Or are we keeping her intact? And
I'll call Robin.
Okay. Robin will kill Daisy if I have her over here. Kind of got distracted from weights. I'm sorry. You're a good girl, Daisy. But so we got Missy, and then
Hey, no.
I wonder if she can smell like Daisy's essence over here.
Oh, we need to wait this.
I know. She can probably smell
her.
The fact that Daisy was breathing the air over here.
Chill.
She's like, you may not share air with my children.
Did you lick them? Did you sniff them? How dare you?
I did not permit you to skip their smells. So Chevy, yes, was 17.2 ounces yesterday.
That's Chevy, big boy.
18.8.
Gained an entire ounce
and a half. He's a good boy. Oh, you're so cute. What I think looks really, part of what makes him so handsome, his white, well, I was going to say on his chest and his neck, it's just it's like well defined, and it's like it's a nice shape. It just looks very nice. It's just he is very striking. He has very striking markings. And then it goes up his neck. It's like, so there goes up his neck. And then on his chin, it's like a very small, thin line. It's really cute. See? You're so cute. But it's like perfectly symmetrical, too.
It is.
It almost looks kind of like a shield, or he's wearing a suit.
Oh, yeah. That does kind of look like he's wearing a breasted suit.
A double-breasted.
Yeah. He looks like he's in a tuxedo. Oh, what a handsome boy, aren't you? Yes. So going out for...
That's the wiener Drew missed. Oh,
it's so small.
There's like 5 minutes where in the delivery video where we're talking about she, her. And so I have little asterisks like he, him, his. And I thought it was funny because last year Drew did the very same thing. And so the whole reason that I rechecked him was because this had happened once before.
Well,
And
it's
so but
tough on the tiny little wieners.
I included all that part too, where we found it and fixed it, and you explained.
Oh,
You are such a good boy. Their nails are pretty short for being such big puppies. I'm surprised they're not. They don't like. They look like they've been clipped.
Well, they are really short.
Aren't they really short? Like they always come out of the womb with their nails like being crazy long, like babies.
Yeah, there you go.
18.8.
This is what she does. She did this yesterday too, where she has to poop, and Robin is trying real hard to get it, and she like pushes hard, and then she squeals like it hurts.
Oh. Bend this down a bit so you can see.
Come on, little girl, did you get it out? I can't tell. All good. Yeah, don't think there's anything else coming out of there. Okay, let's see here. So what was she yesterday?
So she was 14.9 ounces yesterday. Show her from the other side because that's her good side.
This is her good side.
That's her good side.
She's very pretty from this side. Yes,
she is.
Hi, sweetie.
When her fur grows out, so she's gonna have really long fur on the backs of her legs. So like Robin's fur right here. If you look at Robin, you can kind of see where the fur is going to be. And so if she has color there, you're going to see that grow out. And if it's white, it's going to be long, white, pretty fur.
She's going to moon you.
And so like this spot right here on her side, that's probably going to have long chestnut growing from it. And the back, the butt spots.
Yeah, the little butt spots. She has like one of those ghost spots right here. Whereas
one of them has a spot on their bellies.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's crazy. All right.
I'm over here.
Okay. Well, let's zero that out. And she was 14.9. See if she gets up to a pound today.
16.5. It wants to say 16.5.
16.5.
Good job. Everybody gained like 1.6.
Nice.
That's kind of. Everybody gained 1.6. Like 16
legit,
to 17.6. 17.2 to 18.8 and 14.9 to 16.5.
Nice. So 1.6 ounces, eh? Dang. How many grams is that?
That's perfect.
Or how many are in an ounce? How many grams?
Well, 420 grams is 15 ounces.
420 grams is 15 ounces.
Roughly 30 grams in an ounce.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Oy, man.
And with only 3 puppies, it sure makes the intros pretty quick.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to having Myra's puppies already because I don't quite feel fulfilled with them. It feels like it's not everybody. Such babies. I can't believe how much you guys are going to look like your mama. Wherever you guys go, your families are going to sign contracts that they will give us pictures and videos of how beautiful you are. We're going to have a who looks more like
Families are required
Robin.
to send us pictures and photos of you as you grow.
I'm so excited to see what they look like.
Wait.
You are such good babies. Oh, yeah, you guys can't see that. Oh, well, I never drank my coffee.
Oh, you haven't? Oh, drowsy.
Oh, wait.
You okay? Oh, that's right. Boys inside. Start the girls out.
I've got to.
Finish that video?
Oh gosh. I'm gonna say go check on Pandora and the kitties first. And then yes, finish the video. I am finishing my video today, you guys. I know there are a lot of people that didn't catch the whole delivery, and so I was hoping that it would be nice for those folks who it may not be easy to go back and find the good parts because it's difficult to scroll through the delivery ones and see when something good is happening. Oh, Robin. Hey, Anne, how are you? Oh, hey, oh yeah, my mouse is over here. Oh, I was talking about how dumb I was for not realizing I could do this, and then promptly forgot to use it the whole time. I guess my eyes can't go as far as the mouse can. Oh, Kathy, thank you for the nice message. Good morning, Amber. I've been using your cup, Amber. I don't know if you saw yesterday. I spilled it, and so I wasn't drinking out of it yesterday. But I use your cup every single day. I love it. I don't know what it is, but it's like the feel of it. I don't know. But I love the color. I love it. I don't know what it is specifically, but it's like become my morning. So I just wanted you to know, I'm not pulling it out special fancy because we're having coffee today on the stream. This is just my morning cup. So I thought you would like to know that. But Kate, I don't know if did I say good morning to you? Oh, maybe I did at the beginning. Good morning, Anne. And thank you for the nice message, Anne. Thank you for the hugs. Oh, geez, I thought Drew was yelling push. Pushing. Hey, Patty. Oh, Patty. So I don't know if you saw, but Robin, I am including this clip on the video I'm working on right now. But after we opened the really awesome, beautiful, gorgeous bed you sent us, the multicolored cozy snuggler one, I set it down right over here, and a couple of minutes later, Robin, she had been relaxing, and she sits up and looks around, and she sees the bed, and she reaches over, and she picks it up, and she pulls it into the pool with her. And so I found that clip, and I'm including that in the video because it is so darn sweet. The other one I'm looking for is where she was laying down trying to nurse her stuffed animals. I'm looking for that one. I want to add that one into the video. I don't know. It was laying on the bed yesterday, and it started going off, and so maybe. Oh, that probably was it. Yeah. Shelly, did I say good morning to you? Oh, I wanted to mention, that reminds me. To any families who are watching or following the puppies, oh, I really should have said this at the beginning. Dang it. So any families, as our puppies are born, it's helpful for us if you send us through our like group chat with me and Drew. Just send us your thoughts, good, bad, indifferent. Just let us know, like whether it's I'm not really feeling any of the puppies in this litter. I'd really like to wait until the next litter and see what's there, or I like these ones, don't like this one, or just like send us your thoughts. Let us know what you're thinking, because behind the scenes, Drew and I, we have kind of an ongoing dialogue about who is interested in which puppies, and we're kind of like constantly assessing, kind of like looking at, okay, if this puppy, if A, B, and C families are interested in this puppy, how is she behaving? Like, who do we picture her being better with? And that's kind of like our thought process. And usually we don't have, it's kind of a bad example because we don't usually have multiple families after one puppy. That it does happen, but not often. But it helps us to know, like, okay, you don't want a black and tan. So we know that that one is out. And so then we'll kind of look at the other two. And as we interact with them and, cradle them and talk to them and just see how their personality emerges, we are keeping in mind what you're looking for, whether you're looking for them to be an ESA dog or just a family pet, as well as like your family dynamic. Is it just you, or is it a whole family with children and a husband? Or is it a retired couple? And just kind of, generally speaking, all Cavaliers are very adaptable, and they all will really do well in almost any situation. They're rated as being the best apartment dogs and a best first-time dog owner dog. And because they're very adaptable, they're easygoing, they're easy to train, they listen, they want to make you happy. They appreciate what they have. They don't need a lot of space. If they have you, they have all the space they need. They love people, and they really want to make you happy. When Daisy does something she's not supposed to, and I like walk in on it, like for example, when she knocked a plate of some sort of snack or something for Bella off my little end table over here. She knocked it down on the floor, and I came in, and the plate was upside down, and she was standing right there chewing. And I walked around the corner and looked at her, and she just stopped chewing and just stood there, and she just like wagged her tail very slightly, and like not sure what I was gonna say or do. But I could tell in that moment that she was like, "Oh no, I've really upset Mom," and she looked so ashamed that, I mean, it was punishment enough just being caught. She's such a good dog. But there's a certain family that might be good with that personality. There is a certain Daisy has a particular puppy that is a lot like herself, and we paired that puppy with somebody that I felt like is kind of similar to me in a lot of ways. And we paired them together, and they are doing great. But Daisy's probably not a personality I would put with a family. I don't think she would do well as like a family dog for all the kids, because Daisy just wants her one person. She doesn't want to pay attention to anybody else unless she has to, or if like I'm not available. And so we can usually tell by 4 weeks-ish if a puppy is going to be leaning like that. We can usually know if they're not going to be like that. I should put it that way. Because Daisy has a much more dominant personality, and they seem to be in the more dominant personality types that we find Daisy's sort of character. But that personality is just really not good for the little kids, or just maybe multiple people, or a loud house where there's a lot going on. I think a Daisy dog does better with like a retired couple, or somebody who is single or lives alone. In fact, that's probably Daisy's like ideal living arrangement, is to be with somebody who's single, and no family living in the house. But so that's like it's an example of a personality type that we would kind of gear towards a certain family. Because I really don't think Daisy would be that happy being a family dog with a bunch of little kids. But I'd say more of the Cavalier puppies tend to be like along the lines of like Paris and Remy, and more playful, easygoing. What's the word? I don't know, but they're not quite as stubborn. Um, and we can usually tell pretty early too. Once their eyes start opening, and we can start seeing how they interact with each other, we can see how they respond to not being able to have what they want to have. We can see how they react when mom is giving attention to somebody else. We can see how they react when mom ignores them, and just in a variety of different situations, the way they handle each other, the way they play. When they play, are they the one who's always on top, like, pinning the other one down? Are they the one who's always on the bottom, being pinned down? Those are all like little itty bitty indicators that we can kind of put together and make a bigger picture of the personality underneath that is driving all those behaviors. And so usually when we have like a puppy who is more easygoing, and we'll usually see them kind of sit off to the side, because as the puppies are starting to learn to play and interact, and it's starting to get rowdy and loud and crazy, a lot of times they just kind of want to observe for a little while, and then they'll dive in. They'll play later. But they are more cautious, and they like to plan a little bit, as much as dogs could plan. And they want to wait and see what's going to happen and know about it before they get into it. I feel like almost every litter has one of those puppies. This is a small litter, so we'll see. But if I had to guess, I would already say it would probably be this guy. If we had an observer, it would be him, but it might be her. I feel like she's going to be quiet, but it's still way too early to say. But so potty training is going to start very soon. Families, please just let us know your initial thoughts, your initial impressions. But that initial impressions, and I will try to go over this again tomorrow. I think that is an initial impression coming through. Thank you. Initial impressions, and so then we can just kind of get organized in our own thinking, and it helps us to kind of know which puppies everybody's eyeballing, and we can help kind of steer you in the direction you're looking for. So but once we know your initial thoughts, it's a lot easier to give you feedback on what we are seeing from our end, and what we know from getting to know you. It really helps. Somebody had sent us a long message. We've never asked families to do this before, but I think I'm going to start doing that, because a family sent us a message this morning, just essentially giving us their initial thoughts, and I was like, this is really helpful, because now we know when, because I turned to Drew and I asked him a couple of questions, like, what do you think about this and that, this puppy and that family, and we kind of continue that conversation up through reservations between him and me. And so to have your initial impressions, it's helpful to know if there's one we just shouldn't even worry about, and if there's one that you really do, you just love how they look. You love what you're hearing. You love what what you're seeing from them. Um, and then we can kind of on our side, from in person, can kind of confirm or not with you whether usually confirm that that puppy really is the puppy really is what you think she is. um or if there's something that you might be wrong. We've had families get a little bit mixed up in the past, especially if we've had puppies who look alike. And that's why I named the one who looks most like Robin, Robinette. um but if you're if a family messages me and um it sounds like they might be mistaken on like which puppy is which. We've had families who there was something we had said about it was the way they were we were talking about the way the puppies were responding to us, like the crawling into the hands type stuff. And they thought I would have been saying it about another puppy. And so we wanted to make sure that they knew that I had said it about the different puppy and not the puppy they were talking about, because if that was something that was like making their decision, we didn't want them to think that it was about that puppy. But with that said, um, those different little things, like little behavior things, like crawling into our hands, like I said about Mr. Chevy and relaxing in my hands, um, just because he's doing it now and the two girls fussed a little bit doesn't mean that tomorrow they won't do the same thing, because they're still so young. Um, we have a lot of families that just want to know everything that we can tell them, and so that's why we've kind of just started just kind of just sharing with you everything that we see. um but just that's under the pretext of they are very, very, very young, and everything, not everything, but well, everything can very quickly change with each passing day. They grow so much. Their brains are um growing a ton every single day with all the new things that they're smelling and encountering. They're um just developing at a very rapid rate. And, at the end of the day, they're all Cavaliers and they have the same parents. And so they're probably going to be quite a bit alike. And usually with each litter, there's somewhat of like a litter personality. And the puppies will tend to have just like a personality. It's kind of like mirrors mom a little bit. Like Daisy usually has really spunky litters. Um, and, um, and Robin's litters are usually a lot like her, just like really calm and sweet and snuggly. But uh, if we're talking one day about these really great things one puppy is doing, um, don't forget that they have a lot of time to begin doing those things. So, in the crawling into our hands, some of them don't even do that till they're like opening their eyes. But it doesn't mean that they won't be snuggly puppies. And that's another thing to remember is that um, if we highlight one thing about one puppy, it's not to say that another puppy doesn't also do the same thing or have the same capabilities or that they won't do the same thing. Um, it's just literally like we are just literally highlighting that moment that we are pointing out about that puppy. And we usually try to, when we highlight those things, we try to consistently kind of compare them. And so if we're highlighting one, we try to say how that is or is not different from the other puppies. And it'll probably be a lot easier when we've only got three, with this litter anyway. But what was I say? Um, it's just important to remember that when we make a statement about one puppy, it doesn't mean that because we're not saying about the others that then the opposite is true about the others. So if we say that he's super snuggly today and all those things he's doing, it doesn't mean that they are not super snuggly today or that they wouldn't be if we gave them the chance. because there can be some miscommunication. We've gotten messages from families who mistakenly thought that if he was like an impression, a mistaken impression they had gotten about a puppy because of the way we'd phrase something. And so we try to be really specific when we're talking about when we're kind of comparing and contrasting them. And so if we're saying that one puppy is or isn't one way, we do try to say how the puppies compare to that. And like right now, they're really young. And so what we have to share with you is not a whole lot. And there's not a lot we can really pick apart yet. The big things though I've seen so far is that they are very interested in people. And so that's the number one big thing is their interest in people. When it comes to being an ESA and an awesome Cavalier. Because they all enjoy being held by me and Drew. They don't protest, they don't fight being held. They just curl up and snuggle in our hands. And not all puppies do. They don't all do it, and they eventually learn to like it. When they're for the ones who don't naturally take to it. But all of these guys have enjoyed being handled since birth, essentially. But that's why we also like to maintain it by petting them and talking to them and so, okay, sweetie. It's okay. Careful. What are you doing? It's okay, sweetie. It's okay. I turn you. Wee. You're such a good mommy. It's okay. It's okay. You're such a pretty girl. I hope you don't lose all your fur. You've got such nice fur. You do. You're such a pretty. You're such a good girl, sweetie. I gotta go check on the cats. I don't want to forget about them. You're a good girl, Robin dog.
Daisy. Come on, Daisy. Come on, Daisy. Sit.
Would it be kind of silly to just offer free kitten with a Cavalier since Pandora's having kittens?
Maybe.
In December. So,
Grab your case.
If there's any, because there could very well be somebody who lives on a farm.
Yeah.
Would find a free monster.
Come on, Mocha.
Or there could be somebody who also does cats like us.
Yeah.
Cats.
Yeah.
But Hi, Daisy. Eat your food, Daisy. Eat your food, Daisy.
She seems she's not really warm.
Think cramp. You think?
I was wondering if that's what it was.
Because I mean, my cramps feel like I am ill.
Because endometriosis.
But yeah, maybe there's a correlation because she started out as an bleeding. Mocha, where's your poop? Come eat your food, Mocha. Mocha. Why is Dad just leaving you right here? Where's your poop? Drew, where is she supposed to be? Oh, okay. I'm worried just like walking out and leaving her.
Remote. Come on, Mocha. Come on, baby. Come on, Mocha. Come on, Mocha. Let me know. I'm okay. Come on, Mocha. Come on, baby. Come on. Oh, there.
Oh, no, you're so
Huh?
sweet. I'm gonna put on the spare bed and bring me in Patty's little stalls. Put that in.
Okay.
I'm gonna this box, this bigger box that was by the door, and we'll save this as a swap out box for Pandora's for.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Okay. Come on. Good. Come on. Huh?
Okay, come on. Come with me. Don't worry, we'll come back. Nice.
I'm gonna do a quick ultrasound of Misty. See if I can count puppies. See ultrasound.
Oh, water, sweetie? You thirsty? Water?
I want to take the feed monitor up to Pandora.
You lay down, baby? Lay down. Yeah. Hush. Hush. Hush.
You're being a good girl, Mocha. Daisy. This dog.
Hush.
Video finished. He does.
Right. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. That video would do well. Is this a dog blanket?
I think it's Bradley's blanket that we use as a dog blanket.
Oh.
Not like a grody dog blanket.
Oh, okay.
Man, this is such like Halloween weather. Look at patch weather. Here's the girl Robin.
It's actually a warm today. Okay. You splooting right there and dripping blood all over the spot. Okay.
Sucks about these longer video. To go over it. It's now the running time.
What?
Run time is 19:53, so it's going to be 1 minute.
Oh wow, you chopped it down.
Yeah, but it took me like 4 hours to chop off 4 minutes.
Wasn't that about like takes an hour for every minute of editing?
What's up?
Doesn't it take like an hour of editing for 1 minute of video?
Yeah, it's like every 1 minute video
Equals
equals
1 hour.
1 hour of edit. It's really discouraging to spend hours and hours on it. Down at the time, and I'm only like a minute and a half.
You already emptied your bottles.